Hey everybody, Jacob Scooters Lawn Care here in Cape Coral, Florida. Today we are talking about design options and color for curbing, concrete curbing that is. This is one of our favorite products to install. It is a perfect bed edge for rock. And yes, there are a bunch of other things we can do, but this is the one when you're dealing with a grass like St. Augustine that truly keeps some separation between the rock or material in your beds and that sod so the stringers don't go over. It's easy to edge along and it's easy to keep the material from the bed out of the yard, which those are the biggest problems when we really see when we're using a very thin edge like aluminum edging or a vinyl edging. So let's get right into it. Designs. That is the stamp, what we can do to the curbing to give it that aesthetic appeal. The very, very old style curbing that you'll still see some of today is mower's edge. It's where it's got the hump in it. I think with the idea of you mow up over this and it makes it where there's no weed eating. We install next to none of that unless we're matching something old. So the stamps, the designs we install that are most common are going to be your slate, your Spanish, basket weave, and your flagstone. Now, slate and Spanish are very, very light texture on the curbing. Now, they're good for certain aesthetics, but my personal favorite is going to be flagstone or basket weave because those are the deepest, most impression-leaving stamp you can use in your curbing. It gives it an awesome appeal, a very nice aesthetic. That's one of the other reasons I like curbing so much is it's slanted, right? It's just a smooth slant face, and that points out into the yard. So where vinyl edging and aluminum edging or steel edging, you can barely see it. This now, it's not just your rock, your plants, everything in your landscape helping the aesthetic of your property. The curbing itself and the stamp of that curbing is also something that shows that little bit of extra flair in your landscape bed. Now, as far as color, color has such a wide range. When someone accepts a quote, we send out the color selector and the stamp selector because it gives you ideas of everything. The color selection is truly very, very broad. It is from reds to light yellows to every little color in between, and it is open to the tinting that you choose. And so all of the colors on our color selector, which is very, very full spectrum, allow you to get a very custom oriented to your property. Maybe you want to kind of take an idea of a color from the gutters or the roof or some kind of trim and try to match that as an accent to that. And so what we can do is we can tint accordingly. And now we only use and suggest up to 2.5% on tint. When you start going above that, it tends to fade really quickly with the heavy sun we have here in Florida. It's always burning down upon us, which we love, but also can wreak havoc on things like this. But so the curbing color, the piece that I have to say most importantly is it's approximate, right? You use this color selector, and concrete is just a kind of an animal, a creature of its own. You know, it's going to give you an idea, but it's a computer generated color. It's just going to guide you in the direction of what you're going to end up with. You just have to know when you pick it, it's not true perfect like using color swatches with paint. And that's where the final piece of the puzzle comes in. We can use solid stain after the fact and stain your curbing. If you truly want to match something perfect, that's the other piece of the puzzle. We can truly go to a Sherwin-Williams, get a concrete solid stain that is not quite a paint, but will do a full coat, and it's meant for concrete, and it will be whatever color you choose. So now we can go to specific color swatch, match it exactly, and we can truly accent whatever you want perfectly. So there's a lot of options from the stamps to the color tinting of the curbing to actually using a solid stain to make your curbing exactly what you want, the exact aesthetic you want, and to match everything at your home.